Vote for me and I'll set you free.
It's just another word for nothing left to lose. Over me.
We're live. We're rolling here on America Matters. I'm Leo Zaki, your host. We're missing a couple of cast members, but that's okay. We're going to just have to get right on into it. Sorry for all the strangeness on this one today. I guess there's must be some bad weather there in Reno. I know it's pouring rain down here in Los Angeles right now, which, hey, is actually a good thing, believe it or not. We need the rain, especially after the fires that we've been having. However, the dangerous part of that is that all this rainwater is going to be washing the not cleaned up toxic debris that our wonderful leaders like Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom have chosen to put all these barriers to the process of beginning to clean up because they want to drag this process out as long as possible and put people in a situation where they have to be forced into selling their property so they can get their 15-minute cities underway. That's exactly what's going on here in Los Angeles. So this toxic crap is all getting washed out to the sea, and I can guarantee you it's going to be very poisonous, and it's going to kill sea life and sea birds. Don't plan on going to the beach this summer. I've been saying this ever since the fires started, and I can guarantee you that's the case. I'll have to go down there and get you guys some actual proper footage of what's going on with just that. I know Eddie's trying to give me a call right now, but we'll have to answer his call in a little bit when we go to a break, but we're not there yet, so I'll call him back. But let's see. Let's just jump into stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on. Tulsi Gabbard got confirmed the other day. We love that. That's a great piece of news right there. Also, RFK Jr. confirmed, making America healthy again. Thank God, right? Are we not excited about that? Or are we excited about that?
Yep.
I think it's a great thing. Finally, we're going to have proper, healthy food. We're going to have all these checks and balances in place and stop letting these evil dictators run amok. So this is what is good. That's what's great. I'm really excited about that. And making America healthy again is a very great concept. All the poison that they've been putting in their food for, decades is the reason that we are fat. It is the reason that we are sick. It is the reason that the drug companies love pushing their pharmaceuticals on us. Did you know that we're one of two nations that's legally allowed to advertise pharmaceutical drugs on television? United States and New Zealand are the only two countries that allow for that kind of stuff to be peddled over the airwaves. It's a real wonder why. But hey, brought to you by Pfizer. That's what Travis Kelce would say. That's what any mainstream news channel would probably say as well. I don't know about Fox, but Fox is like conservative light. I don't know. It's pretty boring. It's amazing how the mainstream media is just in a death spiral right now. I love seeing CNN, just all these people just just seething with hate, but their ratings are in the toilet, and they're going to continue to be worse and worse. But it was really funny. A friend of mine was telling me he likes to watch the liberal news because all they do is seethe and just say nonsense. But it's pretty funny. So, but yeah, we have this is the new America, folks. We're in it. I'm happy. It's getting better. It's not perfect. Don't get me wrong. I love what Donald Trump's doing. I don't love everything that he's doing, but that's okay. We have to remember that everybody's still a human being. Now, my big concerns are definitely AI and him putting all that money into the AI for the AI vaccines and stuff like that, and having all these tech bros around. I'm not too fond of them. And don't get me wrong, look, Elon Musk is doing a lot of good things right now, but I still have to be very leery of him because there are things that he's done that I'm not a fan of. And think about it, with all the companies that he owns, he's got the power to control movement. He's got the power to implement a social credit score. He's got the power to implant technology into people's brains and control people that way. There's a lot of interesting things that are very potential with the technology that his companies that he owns controls. It's not that he's invented them. He's just funded those things. And I don't want us to ever merge with technology. I don't want us to ever succumb to our inventions and be controlled by them or destroyed by them. And he's worn some satanic stuff before, and he's worn that white jacket that said New World Order on it. So you got to keep an eye on people like this. And there's a lot of things that aren't being talked about that we need to pay attention to, like this AI stuff. And it's just, you gotta be leery about it. All of a sudden Larry Ellison showing up, Sam Altman showing up. It's definitely red flags. It's definitely red flags. I'm hoping RFK Jr. is gonna be able to help be a word to the wise in this situation. But again, like I don't like RFK Jr.'s stance on the environment. I think it's bogus, but everybody has their own opinions on things. So the best thing you can do is just stay informed and stay on top of it, and don't get blindsided by what the mainstream talking points are. Always, if you find something that doesn't seem right, fixate on it and monitor it, because if you think it's off, it probably is. With that, we're going to take our first break here on America Matters. I'm Leo Zaki. We'll be right back.
Sliced fresh sandwiches every day, made right before your eyes, the port of Subway. It'd be a smoking number 5 or a classic number 8, or maybe an Italian is a number 1 fave. Whenever you play, prepare to fall in love. Sliced fresh sandwiches, port of Subs.
The grilled chicken melt at Port of Subs will warm up your winter with savory grilled chicken and your favorite melty cheese on fresh-baked pepperoncini pepperjack bread, topped with all your favorite veggie toppings and sauces. Bundle up with savory Cool Ranch Doritos, a refreshing Sprite, and a classic chocolate chip cookie for a hearty meal that'll leave you feeling oh so satisfied. Available for a limited time at your neighborhood Port of Subs, or order at portofsubs.com or on our mobile app. Port of Subs, we're slicing up the quality you crave.
Whatever yummy number you're dreaming of, sliced fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
Barbecue, the Butcher's Kitchen, would like to thank every customer for your loyalty and continued support through these challenging times. Call for takeout and delivery of rib tips, brisket, ahi, tuna, roasted veggies, and much more. Barbecue's open from 11 to 7, Monday through Saturday, and delivers hot food safe and healthy. Call 499-5855 for details. 499-5855 Barbecue, as featured on diners, drive-ins, and dives. Get real. Get into Barbecue Reno.
Can you define the 4 different parts of Medicare? Do you have Medicare prescription drug gap coverage? At Nevada Senior Advisors, we will walk through the different parts of Medicare, including Medicare Advantage, Medicare Supplement, Part D prescription drug plans, to help you determine which option is right for you. Visit nvsenioradvisors.com, call 775-674-2223 to set up an appointment. Nevada Senior Advisors is not affiliated with or endorsed by the federal Medicare program or any other government agency. Calling this number will direct you to a licensed sales agent.
The Delta and Bonanza saloons in Virginia City are simply elegant. Imagine ascending the grand staircase and being surrounded by the Victorian elegance and grandeur of the historic banquet rooms. Original crystal chandeliers, mahogany bars, and oak dance floors highlight the eloquently appointed spaces. A truly romantic and unique setting for your wedding, banquets, or holiday parties. Detailed ceremony and menu planning ensures your special event is a memorable occasion. With just one call to Jesse at 775-847-0789, all of your arrangements will be handled by their experienced staff, with your every expectation in mind, including cakes, flowers, photography, videography, music, and party amenities. Complete ceremony and reception packages are available, as well as their famous themed weddings. Since 1865, the Delta and Bonanza Saloons guests have come from every state in the union. Now it's your turn. No event is too large or too small. Let the Delta and Bonanza Saloons plan your next incredible event. Call Jesse at 775-847-0789.
Are you shy and don't want to talk on the air? Text us your questions or comments to 775-237-2266. Now back to the show.
All right, folks, we're back with America Matters. I'm Leo Zaki with Eddie Floyd joining me now. And Eddie, it sounds like the weather there in Reno is pretty awful. Can you hear us? Can we hear you? Nope, can't hear him. I don't know if he can hear us, though. But yeah, no, I was on the phone with Eddie. He said the weather's pretty terrible, so it sounds like there must be one heck of a snowstorm rolling through there.
I'm hoping you can hear me. Can you hear me, Leo?
Now I can hear you, brother. Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, Eddie.
Good.
So tell me, the weather's pretty bad there in Reno, huh?
Yeah, we're snowstorm. Oh, Santamo and I are stormed in. I'm stuck at the cabin, and he's stuck at his ranch.
Mm, dang. Talk about a snow day. Those are the things that you would have prayed for as a kid, but I know you were growing up in Florida and I grew up here in LA, so we didn't get the luxury of those. No. Maybe is there a bit of a delay there, Eddie?
Yeah, I think we had a little delay because of the snowstorm impacted the cellular tower, but they're working on it, so maybe they just got it fixed.
All right, cool. Well, I hope
If
they
you
do.
can hear me, okay.
Yeah, no, you're coming in clear, which is great.
Good. Well, they obviously didn't like my face, or I'd be shown on the camera like yesterday with Michael. By the way, I think Michael's going to make a great congressman, Leo.
I do too, right? He's young, he's brilliant, he's talented, he's motivated. That's the thing. He just like so many folks, they're like afraid to take that leap. So I had to give him that kick in the butt, and I said, "You don't have a choice. You're doing this."
Yeah. Well, he needs a Leo Zaki in his life to help him because I think you know as much about politics as he does at this point in time in his life. But I can assure you one thing, okay? And that's the fact that I think he's going to make a great congressman. Same way I have been telling everybody on earth that you're going to make a great governor of California.
Oh, I appreciate that, Eddie. I do. Well, there's a lot of great people out there that should be doing the jobs, running the show. Obviously not making lifelong careers out of them, but that are honest and constitutional and sane and want to do the right thing. They just need the opportunity to get into the position where they can be elected. And a lot of folks, like I said, they're afraid to get into that, and I understand it because your whole life kind of gets upended, and you become part of the public domain. And trust me, as glamorous as it sounds, it's really not. I am not fond of that component at all, but I don't have a choice. I'm in this because I know that there is no better option, and because if there was, I wouldn't be doing it. I would just say, all right, that's the guy or that's the gal, and get behind them and donate to them and support them and all the other stuff. I would, but there isn't somebody better. You got to be the change you want to see. If not now, then when? And if not me, then who? And that's the point I got to. And there's going to be other people that are going to run as Republicans, and trust me, they're not the right guy. They're not the right guy. They ain't the right gal. It's just that simple. And well, that's not my job, is to prove it to everybody why I'm the best. And well, I'm going to make sure I do a damn good job of that. So make sure you get involved. Don't be afraid. But with that, I wanted to start talking about some subjects here, Eddie. I don't know if you've heard about what's going on with iPhones in China. Oh, Eddie's gone. Looks like we lost Eddie. Oh, well, that storm is pretty bad. But anyways, talking about iPhones in China, apparently Alibaba is teaming up with Apple or Apple's teaming up with Alibaba, whatever how it is. They're teaming up to bring AI features to iPhones in China, which is that sounds, pretty interesting. So, what exactly does that mean for Apple? What does it mean for China? And most importantly, what does that mean for national security? Because, now you got a U.S. company with AI teaming up with a Chinese company and their AI. And, now they're going to be kind of having sort of shared access to, the phones that a lot of Americans have in their pocket, myself included. And so Apple's partnership with Alibaba is strictly for iPhones in China, where Apple must comply with local AI regulations. And in the U.S., other global markets will have Apple run its AI features independently without Alibaba's involvement. That's what it says on paper. But in January of 2022, the U.S. government launched an investigation into Alibaba Cloud over data security concerns, and no official findings have been disclosed, and its current status remains unknown. While Apple has no plans to use Alibaba's AI outside of China, there are some scenarios where this could change. So if Apple finds Alibaba's AI to be highly effective, it might consider deeper integration beyond China. And this could happen if Apple's own AI development lags behind its competitors. And if AI regulators favor Chinese models in certain countries, Apple might rely on Alibaba's AI in markets outside of the US. And if Alibaba offers more cost-efficient AI solutions, then Apple might choose particularly practicality over politics. And this would be a risky move in the US. It's always about money, right? It's always about that almighty dollar. So even if Apple hinted at expanding the Alibaba powered AI beyond China and the US government just might, have to have the U.S. Commerce Department and Congress would likely launch a formal investigation into whether Apple's reliance on Alibaba AI poses a national security threat. And that's similar to what happened with TikTok and Huawei. Lawmakers might claim that Alibaba's AI could compromise user data or influence AI outputs in favor of Chinese interests. And that's the big concern with me and AI, is that it's whoever's programming AI. And AI starts as an LLM, a limited language model. I think that's what that stands for, LLM. But that's how AIs start out. And that's the big concern, because we're at this point where they're becoming it almost seems like they're starting to become self-aware, and they're learning at a very, very rapid rate and outpacing human controls. And they've been caught lying too. That's another thing. AI has been caught lying to people in responses, which is a dangerous thing. But again, it's whoever programs that AI is whatever influence that AI is going to have. So I think we're opening Pandora's box, and this AI stuff, as much as it can bring ease into a lot of components of life, it also takes away people's concept of being self-sufficient and learning how to do things. And that really is destructive, because if you forget how to do the basics, then you're really in trouble. And that's why coaches always stress the importance of fundamentals. Anyways, for years, the U.S. government has warned about Chinese tech companies and the risk of data leaks, backdoors, and espionage. But these are just political fears. Or is there real evidence? And like I said, you got to be careful. We've had a lot of data leaks. Think about all the companies that have been affected by that. Well, there's been multiple cases where the Chinese technology was found to have vulnerabilities that could allow unauthorized access, whether it was intentional or not. So the DeepSeek AI chatbot that had that's similar to ChatGPT. Security experts found that it could transmit user login data to China Mobile, a state-owned telecom company, and that's kind of a big deal, because it's routed through Chinese networks, and the government would potentially monitor conversations and collect personal information. And that's happening for sure in China. But if something like that were to happen in the U.S., especially with everybody having their own NSA agent listening into their phone calls, because since no longer we can take the batteries out of our phones, the microphones are always on. And that's always a big concern of mine, because they're always listening, right? That's why, like, you'll say something, you'll be talking to your friends about, I don't know, insert some subject here. You might be talking about wool sweaters. You have a nice conversation about wool sweaters and how comfy and cozy they are. Then all of a sudden you'll start getting ads on your phone when you're searching on the internet for wool sweaters, or surfing Instagram or Facebook or whatever, because the microphone's always listening, and somebody's listening. So anyways, also, Chinese hackers did breach the U.S. telecom systems in 2024. There were some Chinese hackers that had infiltrated some telecom firms, specifically targeting systems used for court-authorized wiretaps, so they could get some dirt on some people that were, being wiretapped, which is also a really sketchy thing. And that means they could access private conversations without detection. So it clearly means that our systems can be hacked. And if it's not just everyday Americans at risk, but also government officials and corporations and law enforcement investigations, Well, that would give China the ability to basically be a step ahead of us at every turn. So that's the risk with all this technology integration. So, some things are best left old school. I'm in the camp of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So this is the kind of stuff that is they sell you this whole. It's like the monorail salesman, right? Oh, it's gonna make everything better and life's gonna be great. And invest in this and everything will be great. And then you get left with something that has more problems than it does good. So there's a lot of issues with that. And so having that ability, you can have a lot of espionage going on with them having access to all sorts of microphones and recording abilities and getting into everybody's phones. Not necessarily the best place, because the U.S. Department of Justice has charged 7 Chinese hackers for cyber intrusions targeting businesses, politicians, and dissidents. And these state-backed hackers stole intellectual property, because you know how much China respects that, and confidential emails and trade secrets. And the big deal about it is because it's not just the spying concept. It's about gaining a technological edge in industries like AI and defense and finance. And that's where China can continue to stay a step ahead of us and be competitive. We're in a very weird 21st century cyber matrix war with China. It's not a hot war, but it's definitely some sort of war, and it's not good. And anybody who says Russia's our number one threat is completely missing the point here. Russia is not the bad guy. Russia's not our enemy. It's China. We need to hyperfixate on taking out China and doing it through a trade war with just bringing America back. And that's why Trump is doing a great job of putting America first. And that's what we need to focus on. So with that, we got to take our first break here on America Matters. I'm Leo Zaki with Eddie Floyd. Well, if he gets back, we'll be right back.
Have you, a friend, or family member been diagnosed with cancer? Dr. Forsyth at the Forsyth Cancer Care Center offers an all-inclusive program to treat adult types of cancer. The Forsyth Immune Protocol Cancer Treatment Plan, in a current prospective study of over 6.5 years and 1,200 adult cancer patients, has produced a remarkable 30 times greater survival statistic when compared to conventional full-dose chemotherapy. Greater than 95% of all their patients choose low-dose insulin-potentiated life chemotherapy, using only 10 to 15% chemotherapy dosing with insulin. Dr. Forsyth has long been considered one of the most respected physicians in the United States, particularly for his treatment of cancer and the legal use of human growth hormone. Located in Reno, Nevada, Dr. Forsyth has seen patients from all over the world. To schedule your consultation today, call 775-827-0707. That number again is 775-827-0707.
Hi, this is Eddie Floyd. Let me tell you about my favorite nonprofit public charity, Wainema Wild Horse Sanctuary, located on the Forsyth Ranch in Hallelujah Junction area. And please go to www.wainemaranch.com. That's WYNEMA ranch.com.
Hey everyone, Dave Escher here, introducing you to our new store, the Nevada Marketplace, in the Reno Town Mall. Anchored with the Buy Nevada First gift shop, we've added over 60 micro shops, giving locals a place to set up their dream store. We are now 20,000 square feet strong, supporting over 250 local merchants with all things made in Nevada and more. We have more locals in one place than anywhere in the state, ready to help you find that perfect gift. We're open every day with easy parking at Peckham and Virginia. Go to buynevadafirst.com, your source for all things local.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Patterson. I'm the founder and owner of Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists. At Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists, we take a comprehensive approach to treating patients with chronic pain in the greater Reno, Tahoe area. We believe in the biopsychosocial model. This means we use multiple disciplines such as massage therapy, physical therapy, behavioral health, and medical treatments to treat your chronic pain. A plan of care is tailor-made for each individual patient. We always recommend conservative care first, but offer minimally invasive treatments when necessary. We are your one-stop shop. If it hurts, we can help. We pride ourselves in providing passionate care and making you feel welcome and understood. We are located in Reno and in Sparks, so give us a call to schedule a new patient consult at 284-8650. Again, that's 284-8650. Or visit our website at nvadvancedpain.com. We hope you choose Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists to be your center for injury rehabilitation. nvadvancedpain.com, 284-8650.
To join the conversation, call 844-790-TALK. That's 844-790-8255. Now back to the show.
All right, folks, we are back with America Matters. I'm Leo Zaki. And, well, there's a big snowstorm there in Reno that's keeping Eddie out. And unfortunately, it's a shame. Same thing with Shannon. They're just, that's just the weather. It's pouring rain here in Los Angeles, washing toxic, burned down home waste into the ocean, whether it be the Eaton fire that affected Altadena or the Palisades fire that obviously affected the Palisades. All that stuff is draining to the sea. When I went out there to the Eaton fire area, and I was surprised to see that there were, signs that because out here we have these symbols on the gutters that when it drains to the ocean, it tells you it's a blue circle with a dolphin. It says this drains to the ocean. So, unfortunately, that's what's going to be going on. All that poisonous waste is going in there. So it's a shame. It really is a shame that that's what's going to be happening. But hey, our environmentalist leaders know what's best for the environment. So burned out toxic waste, that's going to do the sea life real good. So good job, Karen Bass. Good job, Gavin Newsom. We're so lucky to have you. The environment is better because of it. That's pure sarcasm, by the way, folks. So anyways, I just wanted to share that little bit with you because I'm someone who cares about the environment. I really am. And seeing that this is taking place here, and we can't forget about this stuff. I mean, and I don't want people to forget about the folks in Lahaina because they're still not anywhere close to getting their lives back. Don't forget about the folks in North Carolina that or anywhere that was affected by Hurricane Helene. We can't forget about them. And you can't forget about the folks that have lost their homes here in Los Angeles. And even if you think that, oh, it's just the rich folks, they'll be fine. That's not the case. Because a lot of folks bought those homes a long, long time ago for not a lot of money. Well, comparatively speaking, by today's standards, they probably bought them for $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, and now they're worth, $3 to $5 or $10 million, right? But all their equity was probably tied up in those homes. So when they lost their house that didn't have homeowners insurance or fire insurance, they got wiped out. So it's not that simple. We can't let big evil corporations like BlackRock and State Street and Vanguard come in and just buy up all these neighborhoods. You have to remember what's going on. We have to make sure these people are getting the help they need. Because a lot of folks do need the help. Most importantly, we get these crap leaders out of office, and we got to make sure that we put the pressure on them to get this cleanup process started because it needs to happen. This is long overdue. It's not that hard to get a bunch of dump trucks and a bunch of backhoes and shovels and people just cleaning it up and hauling it off somewhere to a dump site. That's what needs to take place. I'm frustrated with all this stuff. So anyways, I digress. I wanted to talk a little bit about, what's going on with the CIA assessment update. So get you guys all caught up with that. So in January of 2025, the CIA assessed that COVID-19, the scamdemic, most likely originated from a laboratory incident in Wuhan, China, which, if you had two brain cells to rub together, you could have figured that one out back in 2020. I certainly figured that one out in 2019, in December of 2019, when I first learned that there was a level 4 bioweapons facility there. But hey, the assessment was made with quote unquote low confidence, indicating that while the agency considers a lab leak more probable, the evidence is not definitive. I mean, obviously, come on. I don't know why they have to make statements like that, but to get a clear and more solid answer, apparently we need to have the evidence, we need solid evidence, right? Because I guess, stating the obvious just isn't enough in today's world. So that we would definitely need to have access to laboratory records from the Wuhan Institute of Virology, experiment logs, safety protocols, and that could show any lab related incidents, and genomic data, get some comprehensive genomic sequencing of viruses that were studied there at the Wuhan Institute of Virology to determine if SARS-CoV-2 or a closely related virus was present before the outbreak, and I can guarantee you it was. Epidemiologic data would be necessary, and early patient records, including health reports from Wuhan Institute of Virology staff and initial COVID-19 cases that could shed light on the virus's initial transmission pathways. But, the wet market and pangolins and bats, right? Not buying it. And then wildlife trade information, data on the supply chains market there in Wuhan, especially the Hunan seafood market, could identify any potential or immediate animal hosts. I mean, this is all crap. We know it came from there. China released this on purpose. I don't even know why this is why I have to ask these questions. Like, we need to have all the specific scientific data because we need to be sure for sure. Come on. We know what's going on here. We funded that lab. Obama sent them $17 million. This all got pushed over to China because of Chapel Hill, because they were doing this in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And then our government found out that they were doing gain of function research, which you can't legally do in the United States. So when we found out that was going on there, they're like, hey, you got to take this overseas. So Obama, as president, used funds, our money, and sent Fauci's work over there, where they went and kept working on it. And they wanted to release this. They had to release this. I'm telling you, that's the real story of what happened. But apparently we need to have environmental samples and international collaboration. I'm sure we'll get that from China. I'm sure they'd love to cooperate. Such a joke. All of it. All of it's a joke. Not too fond of all the nonsense, all the circles that they make us run in, right? It's ridiculous. So, anyways, the subject's boring. Yeah. But anyways, there's out of 18 agencies that are a part of, I guess this investigation, or a part of the intelligence community, rather, only 2 openly support the lab leak theory. And the CIA says it has low confidence in it, and the FBI says it has moderate confidence in it. And the rest just, it's not really their concern. They're undecided about it. It's just stupid. I can't believe we're still having this argument in government right now. Clearly, it came from the lab. Clearly, China released it. We funded it. Fauci's a demon. It's that simple. And I'm really excited that that I know that Russia wants Fauci as part of from what I understand, is they want Fauci as part of the peace deal to end the war over there in Ukraine, to have him extradited out of there. I think that's great. I don't know about you guys. I think that's freaking awesome. Extradite his butt, ship him over, make him face justice out there. I think that's going to be a beautiful thing. It really is. So I'd love to see him face Russian courts and then Russian, punishment. I mean, that's going to be really something. I would love to see that. I don't know about you guys. I think that'd be a lot of fun, because that guy is a real monster. I mean, don't forget, he was very much a part of the whole AZT thing with the AIDS epidemic in the 80s. And while AZT was the drugs they were giving Magic Johnson and Freddie Mercury, and one of those 2 decided to stop taking it because it made them feel like crap. And the one that stopped taking it is still alive today, and that's Magic Johnson. The other one, Freddie Mercury, wow, what a talent. Dead. Courtesy of Fauci's AZT, that poison that he was pushing on everybody. I was talking to my friend last night. I said, wouldn't that be amazing if we sent Fauci over there to the Russians, and the way they were gonna punish him was do the same thing he did to those beagles, so locking their heads in cages with those flies, something like that. I don't know, because he's a monster. And he's not a hero. He's a sick, twisted individual. And there's a lot of sick, twisted individuals in this world, unfortunately. Klaus Schwab being one of them, George Soros, another one of them. There are people that know Yuval Harari. There are people that absolutely despise freedom and independent thought, because these people have gotten to a point where they think they can be gods and masters over this world, and they're in this endless pursuit for immortality, and they do all sorts of horrible things to achieve it. And they're the ones that are behind the scenes causing a lot of this problem. Well, not causing, they're really the ones behind it. So, yeah, that's what's going on. It's really disgusting. Anyways, we're going to take our last break here on America Matters today. And when we get back, we are going to continue the conversation. I'll get some videos queued up. We'll make it fun. All right, folks, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You hear it all the time. Buy local, think local, eat local, choose local, grow local. But who the heck really is local? You can shop with locals at the Nevada Marketplace in the Reno Town Mall and search for locals at buynevadafirst.com. We're all local all the time.
Have you, a friend or family member, been diagnosed with cancer? Dr. Forsyth at the Forsyth Cancer Care Center offers an all-inclusive program to treat adult types of cancer. The Forsyth Immune Protocol Cancer Treatment Plan, in a current prospective study of over 6.5 years and 1,200 adult cancer patients, has produced a remarkable 30 times greater survival statistic when compared to conventional full-dose chemotherapy. Greater than 95% of all their patients choose low-dose insulin-potentiated life chemotherapy, using only 10 to 15% chemotherapy dosing with insulin. Dr. Forsyth has long been considered one of the most respected physicians in the United States, particularly for his treatment of cancer and the legal use of human growth hormone. Located in Reno, Nevada, Dr. Forsyth has seen patients from all over the world. To schedule your consultation today, call 775-827-0707. That number again is 775-827-0707.
At A Proper Fit Footwear in the Reno Town Mall, we've been accomplishing happy feet for over 30 years.
We offer a various range of shoe styles and sizes for both men and women. From all-season shoes and orthotics to work boots and safety shoes, our professional and reliable staff possesses the knowledge to help you find the proper shoes to fit your needs. Hard to fit? Hard to find?
A Proper Fit Footwear is here to give our customers happy feet. We make people aware of potential foot problems as we're sizing their feet, suggesting the right arch support, and guiding them to the proper shoes for their needs.
Stop by A Proper Fit Footwear at 4001 South Virginia Street in the Reno Town Mall today, and allow the owner Mike Jones and our fabulous staff to find the perfect pair of shoes tailored to your specific needs.
A Proper Fit Footwear in the Reno Town Mall, the home of happy feet, where comfort and your feet meet.
Hey, all you entrepreneurs out there. Whether you have a small business or work from home, LaRue Press offers a virtual office and business address for all your business needs. Located at 280 Gregg Street, Suite 10, LaRue Press is your personal assistant for friendly all-day service. Need a conference room to meet with clients? You got it. With LaRue Press, you also get phone answering service, mail forwarding, package pickup, and even help branding your business. Call LaRue Press at 849-3814 or go online to lrpnv.com.
For those fortunate enough to help the person who has always been their hero, find the care guides you need to help at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Want to expand your advertising dollar? Sponsor this or any America Matters program by calling 775-827-8900, extension 2. Now back to the show.
All right, folks, we are back with America Matters and Leo Zaki. And, well, there's a big snowstorm out there in Reno, and it's a bit of a difficult one today, but that's all right. You know, I mentioned earlier about how BlackRock and all these big companies like State Street and Vanguard keep buying up everything, and the reason these Democrat monster, well, they are Democrats, but they're not. It's not all Democrats are bad. It's just these ones are globalists, and they portray themselves as Democrats. They push a horrific agenda, and they do a lot of things to impede progress on purpose, like Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom currently are doing, because they want to push their 15-minute globalist cities on to the people here of Los Angeles. And I have a clip here of RFK Jr. that I'd like to play where he talks a little bit about what's going on with why homes are so expensive. So take a listen.
2 years ago, the average cost of a house in this country was $215,000. Today, it's $400,000, and the interest rates you're going to pay on that house have gone from 1% to 7%. So you're paying 10 times as much for that house you were 2 years ago. I have 7 kids. They're all between 20, 35 years old. They should be moving into their own homes. But I don't know any of them or any of their friends who are actually buying a home now. And one of the reasons for why did the price of housing go up? Well, one, because of the inflation, because we spent $8 trillion on wars and $16 trillion on COVID, which we didn't have. So they print money, which caused the price of everything to go up. More importantly, there's 3 giant corporations, BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard, which own collectively, they own each other. So it's really one giant corporation, but they also own 89% of the S&P 500. They own everything. They've now decided to buy every single family home in America. So if they stay on the current trajectory, they will own 60% of the homes in this country, single family homes, by 2030. They literally are trying to buy everything. And the head of it, Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, is on the board of the World Economic Forum. And what they've said, we want this great reset, which is you will own nothing and you will be happy. Well, they're on their way to making sure that we don't own anything. So you all probably have heard of people who are about to buy a home, and somebody comes in at the last minute with a cash or offer and snatches it out of the market.
Right.
And it's usually an LLC with an ambiguous name. But if you trace that up, you'll find it's owned by BlackRock.
Wow.
And because they have a huge bank book, the cost of money and interest in them is tiny, which means they can outcompete your children. Well, your kids do not have a chance to buy that home because they can't outcompete BlackRock.
And that's exactly what I've been saying for years, folks. Those are the companies that own each other, that control most of the stock market, that are buying everything up. All their top executives are all tied to the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab. They're the ones that are behind all of this. They're the ones that fund the crappy people like Karen Bass, like Gavin Newsom. Don't forget, Gavin Newsom attended the School of Future World Leaders that Klaus Schwab created, along with a lot of other horrible people like Emmanuel Macron, Justin Trudeau, Jacinda Ardern. This is what's happening. This ain't a joke. This is what's really, really happening. They want total control at every level. And that's why I tell folks, you got to be careful. You got to be leery of these people. And that's why I say you got to keep tabs on people like Elon Musk. Like, yeah, he's doing good things right now, but who is he really? And what does he really stand for? So I wanted to just share this clip with you that I'm just going to share a bunch of clips right now. That other clip here. So just if you can watch this, you'll see, but take a listen.
You know that a Chinese spy got remote access to every single workstation at the Treasury a month before Trump took office? So while all you liberals were like, oh my God, Elon Musk can't possibly get access to all the information at the Treasury, fucking China got it the month before Trump took office. Biden administration sent a letter to Congress admitting that days earlier, a Chinese state-sponsored Advanced Persistent Threat Act secured remote access to every workstation in the Department of the Treasury. Democrats thought so little of this intrusion, most of you never even heard of it. Most of the American people never heard of this, but it happened. Why all of you worry about Elon Musk having access to your personal data? The country of fucking China's got it. Kind of makes the whole block and TikTok worthless as well, right? The United States government gave a Chinese spy full access to the Department of the Treasury. Well, yeah, Elon's who we should worry about. You're fucking sheep.
Well, that has to do more with the with the what I talked about earlier with the AI and having all this access and how the Chinese are just always staying one step ahead of us. That was not the right clip. My bad. But that is definitely the case. So here I got to pull that one up. Sorry, folks. But that was an important subject there, though, that China is getting access into our government and that we have a lot of holes, and we've had holes for years. And you can thank Beijing Biden for that one. No doubt about it. So, yeah, here's this. Here's the one I wanted to play. This is the one. Just forgive me on that.
Not because Elon Musk shared my video that all of a sudden I'm going to get down on my hands and knees. He's still protecting the interest of a technocratic one world government. If you combine all of his companies, you can control speech, implement a social credit score, control movement, merge humans with machines, and all you need is a good old-fashioned crisis. He's going to call out the micro issues on X like open borders and child trafficking, and that's a good thing. But his companies are achieving the macro goals of total human enslavement. And by the way, you're an American businessman. Why do you have to go and bow down to a foreign nation? The f*** is that all about? People need to stop worshiping this guy, or anyone else but God for that matter. Remember when Hollywood was propping him up to be some kind of world savior? That's called predictive programming. We have to stop looking outside for a savior. We have the power to better our lives ourselves, and we can start today by not supporting people or products that are covertly enslaving us. It's not.
I think that's important. You know, there's a lot of things that can be said about that, and definitely the fact that they have he has the power to implement all that stuff. And yeah, he is calling out important issues, but giving him that power and this just praising him so much and not questioning is the big concern. Same thing with Trump. You have to be careful. Like, Trump is doing a great job. Don't get me wrong. But again, like I said earlier, the $500 billion, $500 billion, you know, for the AI vaccine stuff, it just doesn't sit right with me. That's just stuff I'm not a fan of, and you shouldn't be either. You know, because they're going to sell you this whole pretty concept. Oh, we're going to be able to cure your cancer in 48 hours, and all this stuff, and that sounds nice. It does. Trust me, I hate cancer. Cancer is killing friends of mine. It's killed family members of mine and people I know and love. It's a horrible disease, but I think we're going to see better results with beating awful diseases like that with Make America Healthy Again, with what RFK Jr. is doing. I think that's going to be the big thing because of the poison in our food from companies like Monsanto that are now they're owned by Bayer, by the way. Bayer Pharmaceuticals owns Monsanto now. If you're wondering where Monsanto went, it's just owned by Bayer. And, you know, like the glyphosate that they spray on our wheat that we consume, or that they mix into the genetic code with the GMO foods, put like things like antifreeze in tomatoes. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's the poison that's in our food, the lack of nutrients that are in our food, the poisons that are in our soil that are being put there from being sprayed upon or from chemtrails that are being dumped upon us every day. Those are the bigger issues. So those are the issues that we're facing. But yeah, Tony Garcia, Martin Rice said, yes, you didn't know that Monsanto's owned by Bayer. Yeah, they got bought by Bayer. I think it was like in 2018 or 2019. So that's where they went. So I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of things that happen, but you know, this is stuff I keep tabs on because I don't know. I've been going down the rabbit hole for a long time and looking into this stuff, and that's the difference. Is that everybody wonders why things are happening, and you know, but that's what I do. I like to find the root cause of these problems, because all we do is hyperfixate on bandaging the issues, just putting a Band-Aid on it. It's like, oh, we don't have enough water. Well, why don't we have enough water? Oh, we're dumping it to the ocean. Yeah, but that is true, but there's a bigger component to that. Like we don't have more water harvesting abilities. Yeah, we're supposed to have more water desal plants here in California. We got approved to build 50. We built a couple of them, but we never turned them on. We also haven't built any significant water storage like reservoirs in over 50 years, or any upgrades to transporting that water throughout the state. We just haven't done it. Population has doubled, But things like that, you have to work backwards and find the absolute root cause. And obviously the buck stops at leadership in our government because they're not funding things like that. And that's why you always have to keep going and digging deeper and say, well, what causes that? But what causes that? But what causes that? And eventually you get to the point where it's like, this is where it comes from. That's how you fix the problems. Like say they were the homeless. It's like, oh, why do we have homeless? Well, all the people right now, the people in charge of the, taking care of the homeless stuff, they say, oh, well, it's a housing thing. We don't have enough housing. Just get them in housed and then they won't be homeless. It's like, no, these people are on drugs. They have a mental health crisis. You need to help these people. That's my goal. But anyways, always pay attention. Keep digging deeper. Truth is far stranger than fiction. Thanks for joining us today on America Matters. We'll see y'all tomorrow at noon. Have a great rest of your day, folks.
For a nation under God.